Hello again. Last time I spoke to you, I told you how to get all the water off your sunken pool cover to open up your pool without getting a bunch of gross algae and material inside your pool. You hook up a pump on top of the cover and run it through the skimmer basket. Well, that's exactly what you're going to do when you have hard water and you want to put some more water in your pool. Now, this is what you get if you have really hard untreated water coming out of the well and you just run it straight into the pool, no filter. You're going to get some sediment that settles at the bottom of the pool. That's not what this is. This is actually a little bit of algae that I murdered and is now settled to the bottom of the pool. Where it came from was here. I had to work on my solar panel, so I had to shut the valves off. And it grew a little bit of algae because that's what it does if you don't use it all the time. But it's no big deal. You just pour liquid chlorine through there. Use liquid chlorine because it's better. If you can, I don't know why my phone is doing that. If you can, find a pool store that manages commercial pools and has a big chlorine tank and will sell you chlorine in refillable bottles. Oh, so nice. The chlorine that you're buying at, Home Depot or Walmart, or I live in the Midwest, so Meijer, that stuff's been sitting around since April, and it's maybe half as strong as they're telling you it is by the middle of the summer. So it's 12%, it's probably 6% or 5% by now. So you have to use twice as much. If you notice as you're going through the summer that you're putting the same amount of chlorine in your pool and it's getting cloudy or algae, it's getting algae or any other kind of thing, that's probably why. So if you can, also, by the way, get a couple of these valves over there behind my ladder. I've been working on this thing a little bit. Had a leak. Easy to fix, buy the kit. If you have a solar panel, put it on a roof. Seriously, oh my gosh, it's so much better on a roof. If you lay it on the ground is going to pull some of the heat away from it. If you have it up on a frame, leaning up, against a building or something like that, or against the side of the pool, the air is not as warm as, say, a dark roof. So the panel is getting heated by the sun and by all the heat that roof is soaking up. So if you go put your hand on an asphalt roof, it is hot. And that heat is radiating into that solar panel. Thank you, Newton, and your observations. Anyway, that one panel is heating this 33,000 gallons of water really effectively. Like, I cannot complain. It is always warm coming out. Pressure isn't great when it's doing that, but I have valves, so if I really need to filter, I can just shut it off for a while and let it filter. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. If you're going to put your hose into this pool or your pool, you have a sand filter right there. Sand filter, great. And it's hard water. You're going to take some diatomaceous earth, about a cup of it, mix it in a gallon of water, and slowly pour it in the skimmer with the filter set on filter. Once that's done, put the hose directly in the skimmer basket. Run the filter while you run the hose. It will catch almost all the sediment, just nearly every tiny bit of it. The only caveat is you have to come back once an hour, make sure that the pressure is not too high because diatomaceous earth puts a layer, builds itself up as a layer on top of the sand, essentially, and it's going to catch all that stuff and make it harder for the water to go through there, leading to higher pressure, less efficiency, and more drag on your pump. So if you don't want to burn out your pump, come out every hour or 2 hours, you'll get the hang of what's going on, and backwash it, and then put some more diatomaceous earth in it, because every time you backwash out the diatomaceous earth. So that works great, by the way, for sediments, other little tiny things. When you open your pool and it's all green and you shock it for days on end, you're pouring a gallon of chlorine in it a night for like 4 days, and everything settles out to the bottom. Use diatomaceous earth when you vacuum it up, and you'll save the water in your pool. Eventually, you'll get down to something after a few days that you're going to want to vacuum to waste. Like, I'm going to vacuum that to waste. It's quick, it's simple. Another quick tip, pool hack tip. If you have a flexible backwash hose, put some kinks in that hose when you're vacuuming to waste, and it will slow down the amount of water that's coming out of your pool, and you'll still have plenty of pressure to vacuum. So I'm going to put 4 or 5 kinks in that hose the backwash hose when I come in here to backwash this out a little later, or to vacuum it to waste, and I will save a whole ton of water in the pool. Anyway, I hope this helps you to swim in your pool and not spend all your time maintaining it, because that's what we want to do. And, you know, my recommendations for that are simple. Chlorine, 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 chlorine. Put it in at night. The sun destroys it, of course. Put it in at night and enjoy your pool. Happy swimming.